Hey sis, and welcome back to my channel. I'm K-Fit, a certified personal trainer and just an overall self-love, self-growth enthusiast. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to get an hourglass body figure at any shape, because I feel like there's such this weird stereotype around hourglass body where we think that it means that you have to have super duper huge hips and a super duper big booty, when in reality that's not the meaning of it. And there's ways you can have an hourglass body at any shape. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video. So as you know, I have my handy dandy whiteboard with everything we're going to cover throughout today's video. And also I've been trying to do something different where I talk a little bit slower, because I've had a couple of you guys comment saying that it's hard for you to keep up because I talk so fast. So today I'm trying to talk a little bit slower just to make it easier for you guys. I am from New York, so it is something in me where I just naturally talk fast, like me and my family. So it's just like I don't even realize it. So I'm trying to mellow that down and be a little bit slower. So if you notice the difference, I'm trying to really give you guys what you're asking for. But anyways, let's jump right into this video. So the first thing you need to do is understand what hourglass really means. Okay, so it's a balanced upper body, a snatched waist, and strong glutes. It does not mean your waist is just super duper unrealistically tiny and your hips are just super duper wide. Because honestly speaking, especially with these cartoons that are out, when they say hourglass body shapes, it's always been like stuff that looks just like this and then like that. And that might be attainable for some people, but for the mass majority of women, that's unrealistic. So an hourglass body, I'm going to say it again, it just means a balanced upper body, a snatched waist, and just strong glutes. So basically, it just means proportion. So your body is just proportioned evenly. That is an hourglass figure. So someone that's skinny could be hourglass, and then someone that's a little bit heavier could be hourglass too. It doesn't matter how heavy and how skinny they are. It's all about their proportions. Okay, so always remember that. So proportion over perfection. Okay, so it's not about like being perfect, it's just about being proportioned evenly. Pretty much, that's pretty much it. And there's ways that you could have your body proportioned right, and there's ways you could do it. So focus on enhancing your natural shape and not changing who you are. Okay, so instead of wanting to be like have this super duper BBL look, or a look that's not attainable for most people based on their genetics, focus on just wanting to change your body into like how your body could be shaped. So just shaping your natural body to the best of its ability, and that is the best way to do it. When you just focus on how you can shape your body and make the changes to your body that's attainable and that is realistic for you personally, that's when the magic happens. Okay, so now that we understand what an hourglass body is and what that actually looks like, then we're going to do the work. So the first thing I want you guys to do is target your glute training. So make sure you're adding in glute workouts within your routine. So I always suggest doing leg workouts or glute workouts 2 to 3 times a week, or if you can't do 3, at least try more than once a week, targeting your lower half. Now I always say you should not be doing your lower half every single day. So it should not be Monday's leg day and then you're doing your legs again Tuesday. You need to give certain parts of your body time to rest, so that way that muscle can grow. And also you don't want to overwork your glute muscles. Okay, you don't want to be too sore to the point where you can't walk. It's normal to be sore, but it's not normal to be overworking that muscle. Working your glutes every single day is not going to help it grow faster. Okay, it actually might stunt your growth because you're going to cause yourself to be injured. Okay, so remember that you're not training your glutes back to back. So if you train your glutes one day, the next day you need to be giving that body part rest. You can still work out the next day, but you should not be solely working out that same exact body part. You should always give your body that body part rest, and that goes for any body part you're working. Give that rest so it could actually grow and it could heal. So when it comes to glute workouts, some great glute workouts that I personally like to do: hip thrusts, glute bridges, donkey kicks, and Bulgarian split squats. When I'm doing those workouts, I always do them in sets of 3 sets of 10, or if I want to challenge myself, I'll do maybe 3 sets of 20, but I always stay within that range. I don't overdo it and I don't underdo it. I work out from home, so I use dumbbells. I have a 20-pound dumbbell, I have a 10-pound dumbbell, and I have like a 40-pound dumbbell that I just bought. But I stay within the 20 and 40 range. You could do heavier if you would like. That's just what I personally do, just to show you that you don't have to lift super duper heavy to see results that you would like to see. If you're a person who can't lift super heavy, you could still do it within a lighter range and still there's still ways you could challenge yourself within that. I have arthritis throughout my body, so I really can't lift super duper heavy. So I do what I can do, and it still got me results. You know what I mean? So don't have a thing where you feel like you have to challenge yourself to the max when it comes to these weights. There's other ways you can challenge yourself by adding different workouts in, or even just upping the reps. Like I said, 3 sets of 10, but sometimes I do 3 sets of 20 just to up the reps and repetition if I'm not upping the weight. That's a form of progressive overload as well. So it's not all about just how heavy you are lifting at times. Glute activation is key. So I don't want you guys to skip your warm-ups. A good glute activation workout would be donkey kicks, fire hydrants. I have those on my page too. A lot of the no equipment booty workouts that I post, that's like great glute activation workouts as well, especially if you're doing them in like smaller reps, like smaller repetitions, like 3 sets of 5 or something like that. That is a great way to warm up that body part before you're working out. You also want to make sure that you are stretching afterwards for your mobility, and also just so you can avoid injury, because you do not want to be injured throughout this journey. If it's something that I wish I would have did sooner, I wish I would have started really taking stretching serious after my workouts, especially your booty workouts. You need to make sure you're warming up and stretching afterwards. You don't want to be injured. So the next way to get the illusion of a hourglass figure is to get a snatched waist. Now, tight core makes your waist look smaller and more defined. So when I say this, I do not want you guys to overwork your ab muscles either. So at least add in core workouts 2 to 1 time a week. Some people say 2 to 3 times a week, but I personally did 2 to 1 time a week only because my ab muscles could get overworked fast, and your abs are one of the muscles that get overworked quick. But you don't need to be doing abs every single day either. And if you are the type of person where your ab muscles get sore faster, it's okay to only do it once or twice a week, as long as you're adding it into your routine. And then maybe you'll slowly be able to work your way up to doing it 3 times a week. But if you are a beginner in this, it's okay to start off slowly. Even if you're not doing weighted ab workouts, body weight workouts are still effective and still great for your core, especially for beginners. So if you're just now starting, I don't want you to jump right into something super duper intense, because that can lead to injury, and I don't want you guys to mistakenly overwork yourself. So do what's best for you, especially as a beginner. So it's okay to start off slow and slowly work your way up, especially when it comes to your ab workouts. You don't want to overwork that muscle, because when your abs are sore, it's like the worst feeling ever, honestly, for me. I hated that. I literally hate training abs, but I do it quick and effective. So honestly speaking, when I do my ab workouts, I do like 2 sets of 10, and that gave me the good results I needed to get. I'm not saying you have to do that. If you want to do more, you can, but honestly speaking, I kept my ab workouts short and simple and straight to the point, because when it comes to abs, it starts in the kitchen anyway. So it's really all about what you're consuming and eating clean. But the ab workouts, of course, help shape the muscle and help you get the defined look faster. But you don't have to overwork it. A lot of people think that overworking it is going to get them the results faster, when really it doesn't matter how many crunches you're doing. If that diet's not right, none of that will matter, okay? Abs and core workouts help build muscle underneath the fat. It's not going to help you lose the fat. It's just helping you define the muscle that's underneath that fat. In order to lose the fat, it depends on your workouts, and it also depends on what you're eating in that kitchen, okay? And we're going to get into that as well. So good ab workouts are planks, Russian twists, mountain climbers. Those are stuff that you could do in repetition. So let's say 2 sets of 10 of those. That's a great, quick, and effective ab workout. And also remember that when you are doing squats, when you are doing cardio, when you're even doing an incline walk, that's naturally kind of an ab workout in itself. So that's why I always say don't spend too much time doing separate ab workouts. It's always good to add those in, but you don't have to overwork yourself and stress yourself out when it comes to those workouts, because we're naturally engaging our core with every single other workout we do, or well, at least we're supposed to be. But a lot of us are actually doing it anyways. Now that leads me into the other workouts that I want you guys to add in. Strength training mixed in with cardio. Now, we already talked about some of the strength training when it came to the glute workouts. Now I want to talk about the cardio workouts. So incline walking and HIIT cardio are the 2 most important forms of cardio in my opinion, and it worked the best for me. So when I incline walk on a treadmill, I do about 30 to 60 minutes, between that range, sometimes even 20 minutes, depending on what I have to do that day. And a HIIT workout is usually 10 minutes or 20 minutes. A HIIT workout is high intensity interval training. I post HIIT workouts all the time on my page, but an example of a HIIT workout would be jumping jacks, burpees, and high knees. Those are the 3 workouts. You're doing those in reps and rounds. not reps and rounds. I've been saying it all like throughout my videos, and I noticed I've made that mistake. Sets and rounds. No, reps and rounds. Yeah. See what I mean? Like, it's like I concentrate better when I talk fast, but I'm trying to talk slow. Reps and rounds. So 4 rounds of 10 would be a great hit circuit. That really probably will only take you 10 to 5 minutes, and you're still getting a good workout in a shorter period of time. Now, when it comes to incline walking, of course, I would do that for a longer period of time. But if I just wanted a quick, short workout, I do my hip workout, my hip circuits, along with the, full body workouts and the strength training. But usually when I'm doing the hip workouts, I separate a day for that. So I do my hip workouts maybe like 2 to 3 times a week. And the incline walking I'll do at the end of my strength training workouts, because I already feel like it's good to walk every single day, me personally. So it's best for me to just do an incline walking at the end of my workouts. If I'm not trying to do too much cardio that day, I might do like a 10-minute incline walk, but I at least want to make sure I'm doing daily movements and getting my steps in every single day. That's just for me personally, because it helps with my anxiety as well. And also, I just like cardio. So I'm not doing intense cardio daily, but I am at least walking daily. So I count that as cardio daily. So yes, I do cardio at the end of my workouts. I'm not even going to lie. So the next thing I want you guys to also focus on is hydrating and eating gut-friendly foods, okay? Hydrating, of course, is so many benefits when it comes to drinking water in general, and I can go on and on about that. But it also helps with your gut health. Like I said, hourglass figure is like your waist is like, tiny and snatched, right? So water is going to help with the bloatedness, and as well as gut-friendly foods. So I would personally stay away from super foods that are consumed with a lot of dairy. That's just how I feel. And a lot of us are lactose intolerant, and some people just don't know it. But most of us are lactose and have some type of, aftermath when it comes to eating dairy, just naturally. So when I cut out dairy, my gut health got so much better, honestly. Like, I was, my bathroom breaks was like a lot smoother, and everything was just easier, especially when I started consuming water. A lot of times, if you're backed up or if you're just naturally bloated, it's because you're not consuming enough water. You want to make sure that you're consuming a gallon of water a day. That is equivalent to 8 glasses of water a day. You can have water with each meal. That's 3 meals a day, having water, or water with your snacks, and just find a way to get the last 4 glasses in. It's not hard. You could do it. Honestly speaking, what I did was I set alarms to make sure I'm drinking my water, because it makes a difference. Especially since you're going to be working out, you're going to be sweating a lot in general. So you're losing all that water in general because you're sweating. So you're going to want to drink more water because you're losing that water. So usually people who work out, they need to drink more water than the average person who doesn't work out. But starting it off, just trying to consume a gallon of water a day, just in the beginning, and then slowly work your way up. So the next thing to do to get an hourglass figure is to train upper body for balance. So here are some, parts of your body you need to train that it all has to do with the upper body. Back, shoulders, chest, okay? So back, shoulders, and chest area. Now, I feel like a lot of females especially think that when they train the upper body, they're going to get super duper bulky. Now, of course, like if you lift, so the people who lift extremely heavy, there are some type of bulkiness to it. But if you're one of those people who you don't even want any form of like things that look like muscle, but you want to be like, toned at the upper area, I always recommend lighter weights, higher reps. My dad taught me that a while ago. He used to box. He taught me lighter weights and more reps. So I'll do a 5-pound dumbbell and just do higher reps. So arm raises, 5 sets of 10. Bent over rows from my back, 5 sets of 10. And what else would I do? Chest presses. So I'll lay down and just up like that with my chest. I'll lay on a flat area or a slightly angled area and do 5 sets of 10 of that as well. And also female push-ups or regular push-ups. Those are perfect for the females who just want to be toned at the upper area and not super duper bulky. If you don't mind, having a little bit extra muscle and you want to have like bigger muscles, just up the waist and that. It really doesn't matter. It's up to what makes you feel comfortable and what you feel the most confident doing. Okay, but you don't want to skip your upper body days, because having a nice upper body at least also helps within the illusion of an hourglass figure, right? So it's kind of like that V-shaped thing that people talk about. So the aligned upper body, you know what I mean. So the next thing that I did was nutrition. So nutrition for curves, okay, is the same way when it comes to just average nutrition for people who work out. Protein, it helps you grow muscle. Complex carbs like oats, sweet potatoes is great for energy. and healthy fats, hormone balance. So I want you guys to avoid crash diets because that can make you burn out. Crash diets are the worst in my opinion because it'll have you being so restrictive to the point where you're gonna end up burning out and you're gonna end up binge eating on stuff that you do not need to binge eat on. Okay, so I always say look at it like a lifestyle change because that's exactly what it is. Yes, we're trying to get the hourglass figure, but we also need to focus on just the lifestyle part of it. And if we look at it like a lifestyle change, we will understand that crash diets don't do any good for people who are trying to make this a lifestyle change because you can't do a crash diet forever. So instead, just eat like a regular human being, but replace the unhealthy meals with healthier, cleaner meals, okay? You could, slack off in moderation. You could have cakes and chips in moderation, but you want to make sure that 80% of the time you are eating clean meals and you're eating stuff that's actually going to add fuel to your body because you need energy and fuel to get these workouts done. You need energy and fuel to even have energy to do these workouts and get the body you want to get. A lot of people don't realize that starving yourself, you're not gonna have any energy to do it, and it's gonna be more likely for you to fall off if you are starving yourself. So you never want to do that. You never want to be too restrictive with yourself because that will lead you into misery, and you're gonna dread and despise this journey if you do it like that. So I want you guys to be realistic with your body and with yourself, and also understand that genetics play a major part in your body just in general too. So yeah, genetics play a part in this. So the next thing that I did, and I want you guys to do, is to fix your daily habits outside of working out. So walking daily, stretching and mobility. I said that earlier to avoid injury, and making sure you're getting enough sleep. Okay, so 7 hours or more of sleep. A lot of people don't realize that sleep really plays a huge factor in it. Not only it helps you with results, but it also is great for your mental health. If you only get 2 hours of sleep and you're supposed to work out, you have to work throughout the day, you have a job, that's a lot, you know what I mean? And you're going to end up burning out and just crashing out eventually. I've been there before. So you want to make sure you're giving your body enough rest in general, because when you're sleeping, your body relaxes, okay? You have to have time for your body to relax because throughout the day you're on go. You're working out, you have a job, let's say you have kids. You want to make sure you're at least giving yourself time to sleep and relax. So put that phone down at night and just close your eyes and go to sleep. I know it's hard because I'm a night owl myself, but you want to make sure you're getting sleep. That's really important when it comes to this journey in general. And the next thing and the last thing is to change your mindset. Fall in love with this process, okay? So stop comparing. And I want you guys to try to take weekly progress photos of yourself. But when you have progress photos, it helps with your confidence because you'll see how far you've came. And on the days where you're not feeling motivated, you could look back and see, wow, look how far I've came. Why am I going to stop now? Why am I going to fall off now if I came this far? So it helps you continue to go on, and also helps you rely on discipline over motivation. Because if I'm looking at these progress photos, it helps me stay disciplined because I know how far I've came. Because I always say you can't rely on motivation because nobody's motivated every single day. You're probably going to be not motivated more than you are motivated, honestly. That's why you need to rely on just being disciplined and making this a lifestyle and a habit. Do it like it's a habit. And of course you need to give yourself rest days, and it's just, as humans, it's natural to fall off sometimes, but as long as you pick yourself back up and keep going after that, you are fine. And I want you guys to pump positive affirmations into yourself. So every single day when you look in the mirror, tell yourself I'm beautiful, tell yourself I'm doing good on this journey. Just pump positivity into yourself. We don't realize how important that is, but it is important. It helps us continue to go, and it helps us just stay motivated along this journey, because it's hard when you compare yourself every day. It's hard when we have social media, when we see other people, or if we don't think we're looking the way we're supposed to look. It's hard along that journey for a lot of females. So I just want you to always remember that no matter what phase of this journey you're on, you are beautiful where you are. It's okay to want to enhance yourself and just be healthier in general, but when you're talking down on who you are now, that's never okay. So it's okay to have goals to better yourself, but when you're bashing who you are now, that's when the problems and the issues come in. So just love yourself where you are now in order for you to be able to elevate and level up. In order for God to give you more, you have to be grateful for what you have, right? So be grateful and love on who you are today while you're continuing to make these changes to becoming a better version of you. So I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope that the way I'm talking now, slower, helps you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you know, I'm talking slower and if it's a little bit easier for you guys to keep up and understand what I'm saying. So I'll see you guys next time. Please do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye.